Mason.
Oh, Chase.
We're here. We're here, and we're queer. Actually, we just went and got haircuts. We just kind of went for like a day on the town.
Yeah, that is it's pretty gay if you ask me, but nothing wrong with that.
No, this is the straight man haircut. Only straight men get
We are
short sides and then like a parted.
We are default white males.
Yeah. I'm the character creator.
Yeah, this is
I'm
the
just
first
the
thing that
default.
shows up, like when you're generating like Commander Shepard.
Yeah.
You're like
Yeah.
just that relatable. Like he could be young, he could be 30, could be a dad, could be like a 20-year-old who's like edgy. Just white guy, short, long on top, short on sides, beard.
Elderly man could even. I mean, it's kind of a timeless
Yeah,
haircut.
kind of like
Hitler Youth.
if Norm, that's the main character's name from Fallout 4.
Oh,
If he is it Norm? I know
I
it's
don't know.
Nora's the wife, but anyway, yeah. If he had a beard, he'd be the default white male.
all right. I actually played that game. I bought it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the only Fallout game I've played.
What'd you think of it?
It was one of the. It's like a lot of Bethesda or like open world stuff where like I have more fun when I'm just cheating and flying around and goofing off.
I remember.
Like I played the story all the way through. But
Yeah, I
then
remember
was
a
like-
friend of ours would get mad at you for cheating. I think it was in War.
Yeah, Warband.
Warband.
Mountain Blade Warband.
What's the point?
Because it's fun. I like winning. I have a little baby brain. I like winning.
You're never gonna get sick of winning.
Exactly. But here we have the Wikipedia article for list of English terms of venery
Oh yes.
by animal.
A little bit of background here. This is terms of venery. It's the tradition of using terms of venery or nouns of assembly, collective nouns that are specific to certain kinds of animals, stems from an English hunting tradition. So, ways to describe packs.
I mean, a lot of these are complete bullshit. A lot of them make me angry. I get angry reading this because I'm just picturing like a John Hammond looking guy, just like sitting in a room, just like, a group of ducks is called a balding. And I
Yes,
just wanna-
the man you're thinking of, his name is Walter of Bibbsworth. He was an English knight and Anglo-Norman poet, and he was the first one to compile the treatise, which is a mid-1200s earliest source of collective
I'm
nouns
sorry
of animals.
about that Dodge Charger that just went by. I don't know if how heavily that picked up, but
Anyway, so yeah, we're talking about Walter of Bibblesworth.
the work of Walter Bibbsworth.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. A group of oysters is called a bed. I've heard that before.
Oyster bed, yeah.
A bed of oysters, yeah.
Just like a coral bed, yeah.
A bed of eels as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to start alphabetically or just jump through
I
the
have the
worst
collective
ones?
nouns alphabetical,
Okay. That's a good idea.
but let's see. An army of ants. I can see that.
Yeah.
I've heard that. An army of frogs. When I think of a group of frogs, I don't think of like little Roman centurions. But I mean,
An ambush of tigers. It's not really an
that's the
ambush
thing,
if you
like,
call
who
it an
uses
ambush.
these? Ambush is like a verb.
Yeah, if you were like in a safari, would your guide ever call it an ambush of tigers?
No, he'd call
You'd
it.
start freaking out.
He'd probably say like a pride, to be honest.
Yeah.
When you think of a group of big cats.
Now, ducks has me confused on pronunciation, so I'm not going to try. and try to-
Bednyang. Yeah, that's
Or a
old
battling.
English. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's Bibblesworth
A
work
ba-
right there.
That's Bibblesworth fucking.
That's Babel, a
They
Tower of Babel
recorded
right
him in
there.
his sleep, and they came up with that one. A bale of turtles.
I can only think of a hay bale, so I get really confused. Like
Yeah.
the turtles. Well, actually,
all twined up.
who was it? They used to eat turtles when they were colonizing America because you could just store them. You could just stack them on their shelves, and they'd survive like most of the voyage, and then you eat them along the
That's
way.
amazing.
So you could just make turtle soup.
Remember the Hatchet? Remember that book? And,
Yes.
God, what grade was that that we had to read that?
Grade 6.
I remember.
Grade 4.
I was being a dickhead. I was being a bad kid,
Uh-huh.
and they were watching Up. They got to watch Up in class, but I had to go read The Hatchet because I didn't finish it. That's right. Whenever I think of The Hatchet and whenever I think of Up, I think of
What
being
a bad boy.
being like out of the classroom, like fucking around. Yeah, that sucked. I didn't like that. But the reason I bring up the hatchet is I remember very vividly where he eats those turtle eggs,
Oh yeah.
just like raw. That's fucked up.
That'd
I
be
wouldn't
kind of
want to
gross.
eat raw.
If they're fertilized,
eggs.
that's kind of gross.
Were they fertilized?
I hope
Well, that's a
not.
delicacy. I think you're racist.
It's like eating raw meat. It's just no flavor and it just chews.
Well, earlier today, this is a callback. Was that a callback?
Kind of.
Mason and I ate
Brick
sushi.
joke. Yeah.
And I had like a 4 centimeter by 4 centimeter chunk of raw fish. It wasn't good.
It's the texture is interesting, but the flavor is like it's just kind of like
I just popped it in and I was like, okay, I ate that.
yeah.
I mean, I prefer like the sashimi on the little rice pad.
It's got to be paired with something.
Yeah. Well, when you're eating sushi, you're supposed to put the soy sauce on the fish. If you just dunk the soy sauce in like the sponge of rice, you'll just get like a salt bomb, and it's not good. That's not intended. A bellowing of bullfinches. Now here's another theme in this. The English have a lot of names for ducks.
That's true.
Like, Jesus Christ.
I think it's because ducks are man's mortal enemy.
Let's see.
It's
What is
a
a
band of gorillas, which I've heard that before, but it has me thinking of that one Apple commercial where it's just the gorilla playing drums.
I don't know what you're talking about. Is that recent?
No, it's old. It's like
Oh.
2000s. If you want to look at it.
Well, that's actually how the Gorillas got their name, like the band.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they got it.
They're a band.
Gorillas, Zed.
It's a barrel of monkeys, by the way.
I know, that's amazing. That's amazing. Fucking, what was his name again? Bullfinkel? Biddlesworth?
I'll
I don't
go
remember
back.
his name.
Bibblesworth, yeah.
Bibblesworth. He was going apeshit with that one.
Yeah, Walter Bibblesworth.
A bloat of hippopotamus.
I
That's
think.
not very nice.
Yeah. Well, back then they didn't know what elephants really were, so like they would just get descriptions of them from explorers. So if you look at like early drawings of elephants from European ones,
It's like fucked up.
it's like rhinos. That's how unicorns came to be. Because
Really?
like you describe
It's a
rhinos,
horse
it's like
with
imagine a really fat horse with a horn on its head. And you're like,
Really?
what the fuck?
So
does
it's
that mean?
recent. I didn't I always thought unicorns were like dragons in that they're like old timey, like mythical.
It's
thing.
possible.
Or are they recent? Because mermaids, sailors mistook. I'll put a picture of a beluga whale up, but like
And manatees.
in the
and-
right lighting, like it looks like they have legs underneath.
Yeah, you
their,
can probably find that picture.
Yeah, I'll put that on.
I
the
mean,
screen.
it's also bone growths, like out of the skull, could also be the result of unicorns, or like
Yeah.
how unicorns came to be. But yeah,
You got a good one?
looking through, there's the hum of bees.
a hum of trans bees.
It could also be a
Okay.
grist of bees. A
I just
swarm.
dated the podcast now.
Oh.
I dated the podcast with Minecraft Bee is trans.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Oh well.
it's a sleuth of bears,
A sleuth.
or a
That's
sloth.
Those are two very different words.
Yes, not in Old English
A
though.
clan of hyenas. That's interesting.
Oh, I'm no longer alphabetized. I'm jumping all over the
Clan.
place.
Ku Klux Klan of hyenas.
Oh no,
Well, no, they were the bad guys in The Lion King.
that's right.
So it's fair to hate hyenas, I think.
Though I watched an interesting video on the difference between the animated Lion King and the not live action,
It's
but
not
CGI.
They call it live action because the
It looks
first
like
shot
it.
of the movie is real,
Oh, is it?
of the rising sun in the
Huh.
savannah,
But yeah, with that
just
Lion
so that
King,
they could call it live action.
because there's no like personification of like the faces.
Mhm. It's just a fucking animal that we have no way of like deciphering its emotions.
There's no way to say, oh, the hyenas are evil. They're just hyenas.
Yeah,
And same with Scar. Like, there's no like.
no personification.
Who's Scar's voice actor?
I don't know. Do you?
Evil.
Or should I know?
Evil sounding man.
I could look it up.
I think I've heard of his name
Scar.
before.
Lion King. I'm probably gonna get the fucking new one. Played by Jeremy Irons.
That's it, Jeremy Irons.
I don't know who that is. What else has he
I
been
think
in?
he's done villains usually, but I can't remember.
He was in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh.
Yeah, I have no idea who the fuck this guy is.
Oh, it's a basque of crocodiles. I wonder if that's because they bask in the sun.
Yeah, definitely. A Cloud of Gnats. Now that one is like intuitive,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what you'd call it.
Also, a cloud of grasshoppers. I guess, like, if you're talking about locusts,
What the fuck? A clouder of cats?
that can't be right.
Excuse me?
That can't be right.
Bittlesworth?
A cluster of spiders or a clutter of spiders. See, the cluster is like when that gif of like the hairball that guy pokes and it's like thousands of daddy long legs.
Yeah. Oh.
So that's when they're a cluster, but then once they spread out, that's when they become a clutter.
A clattering of jackdaws?
Yeah. Brood of handsome.
Let me guess, it's a bird.
It's a business of flies.
A business. A coalition of cheetahs.
It's a building of rooks. These
Let
are
me
sounding
guess, a
like
rook is a
these are
bird.
sounding like political like affiliations. It's
I'm
a
with
bouquet
the
of pheasants.
Cheetah coalition. A bouquet. A committee of vultures.
It's too formal.
Yeah, I can't see anyone using
Although I guess
any of
committees
these.
meet like round tables and vultures circle around their prey.
A convent of penguins.
Hmm.
I think penguins are also always you can call them a tuxedo of penguins.
Yeah, they look well dressed, so they look like pastors. So that's why they're a convent.
Is it?
Probably not. I think
I didn't know
Bibblesworth.
convent was a word.
It means it's like a collection of nuns, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
But yeah, Bibblesworth was high off his rocks, just coming up with this stuff.
He was going ape shit.
Colony can describe ants, bats, beavers, flamingos, rabbits, or weasels.
I can see ants.
Yeah.
Ants is intuitive. A
Maybe a
dazzle
colony
of zebras. Now that's actually kind of, because they almost have like the razzle dazzle paint scheme.
Do you know about zebra camouflage? How it's so they blend into their own packs rather than
You can't tell where one of them begins or ends.
You
They
can't pinpoint one and try
I'm
to
sorry, there's
focus
a
on a
fucking
weakest.
helicopter going over the studio.
Jesus fucking Christ!
The Chase Mason studio.
Yeah, we're in the Edmonton area. Come find us.
We're in a garden shed right now.
We're in the north side of Edmonton.
We're in a squalid garden shed right now.
There's a guy who comes by like with a gun and just flashes it at us. We're fine though.
Yeah, it's all right. But there's kind of a manhunt going on right now for us. So you guys might hear a lot of
Yeah,
helicopter.
we're currently being canceled.
Yeah, it's like The Fugitive starring Harrison Ford, but
I think it's what we said about John Christian that really.
oh yeah, John Christian being looking like he's constantly deriding a woman.
Yeah, and has Bell's palsy.
Yeah, well that's just a fact.
A crash of rhinoceroses.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Them running into each other. I can see that more with like a ram, like a male.
Yeah. But that would just be one
Crashing together.
usually.
A drift of pigs.
Huh.
I don't know about that.
Or a drove of pigs. Drove is more acceptable. Like a drove,
A drove
of oxen.
of bullocks? What? What is a bullock?
Sandra Bullock?
A cattle. What?
Oh, that's Old English.
Yeah, this is all so old English.
What is a sheldrake and why is it a dopping?
Let me guess,
duck.
it's a bird.
It's a duck.
They have so many names for birds. A woodcock. Let me guess, it's a bird. Hey, it is. There was a movie called Mr. Woodcock, I think.
It sounds like a bad.
Mr. Wood. What type of?
That sounds like a bad Rob Schneider movie where he like his penis turns
You're
to
close.
hardwood.
You're very close. I actually Ethan Suplee is in it. You know who that is?
I have no idea.
He's the fat brother from My Name Is Earl.
Oh,
I love seeing him.
I don't remember.
Because I watched My Name Is Earl so much.
Yeah,
so
what
it's
was
like
the
a
brother's
treat
name?
To see him. Oh, that's a good
I
question.
don't remember. I remember Earl. Yeah, that was a good show.
Dale? Dan?
I think it was Dale.
My Name Is Earl. Let me look at the cast list. Randy Hickey
Oh yeah, it
and
was
Earl
Hickey.
Hickey. Damn, it's been a long time.
It's a story about a good man or like a redemption story, you know?
It ended in 2009.
Yeah.
I thought it...
The last episode was like he couldn't cross someone off the list because they died, and they were in their deathbed and they wouldn't forgive him, and then they died. And
I never saw it. The end of
yeah.
the last episode.
There's a few cameos the characters did. Like, you remember, what was the wife's name?
Joy.
Joy. And then the person...
Darnell.
Darnell and, like, the big booby Mexican stereotype
Catalina
woman.
Aruca.
Catalina. They show up in Raising Hope, another TV show. As, like, a little cameo.
Whenever I think of Raising Hope, I think of Raising Arizona, and I get confused.
Good for you.
My brain starts to...
Anyway, it's hold on, there's a good one here. It's an exaltation of larks.
That is good. That is good.
Or a fall of woodcocks. A family of beavers. That's nice. All living in their dam.
A fluther of jellyfish.
A flamboyance of flamingos.
That's good.
They got the alliteration.
I would like...
They even got the flamingo. Flamboyant.
It's very close. I would like a flamboyant of peacocks.
Yeah.
Are peacocks on here?
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, eventually. A gulp of magpies. Don't know about that one.
I don't think they're known for gulping.
A grist of bees. I could see a hum of bees, but a grist...
Or even a swarm. Yeah.
A grist of...
What is grist?
I'm gonna Google grist. Because, like...
That sounds vile.
That one pissed me off. Oh, it's a magazine. Grist is an American
Bees can't read.
Why are they named after this magazine?
Anyway, a harass or harace of horses. I don't appreciate that one.
That's not a word.
A head of pheasants.
I'm sorry, I'm yawning. I'm not actually tired.
A herd of asses. I guess so. A herd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of these are... Oh my god, there's so many of
herd
these
can
are
describe anything that walks on four legs, basically.
An ibex. You know the Pyrenean ibex is extinct?
Oh, that's right. Let me look at the ibex. I recognize the name.
It's gone.
Yes, the big horn.
A herd of sea urchins. That doesn't walk on two legs. It walks on 1,000,000 legs. It swims on 1,000,000 legs. I don't know what voice I was doing there.
A hamburger.
A hamburger. Oh, I should mention I bought the Dirty Harry collection.
Yes, we might do a little bit of a commentary track on it.
Do you want to? Do you want to do a commentary track on the original Dirty Harry?
Maybe we should start with just one movie, because that's a full series, right?
Yeah, but we could work into the full series. We could
guess
just
so.
do every movie.
Make my day. Punk.
Oh my god. It's really... I watched the first one the other day. It's like better... I remembered it being great, and it's better than I remember it being.
You could say a horde of gnats. No, that's bigger than a swarm. That's bigger than a cloud.
I think of a horde. I think of like
town being blacked out.
Yeah, exactly. I think of like how to bring it back to Lion King. I think of James Earl Jones getting killed on that cliff.
Yeah.
Like a horde.
Spoilers for a Lion King. And spoilers for
spoiler alert.
Hamlet. Yeah, that's what it's kind of loosely adapted from. Lion King is loosely based on one of Shakespeare's. I don't think it's Hamlet.
I don't think it's Hamlet.
I'm actually curious.
It's not Hamlet. Hamlet is he's like an actor, right?
Yeah.
And it's not Macbeth.
It has similar beats, but
is it Macbeth? It might be because Banquo
no, it is similar to Hamlet.
To a herd of antelope. And Macbeth, did you know? Yeah.
I forget that completely.
Yeah, that's in there, dude.
Fuck, what a lame way to die.
We should reach... I kind of want to get into Shakespeare so that I can be more like Picard. That's the only reason.
You just want to emulate people.
I mean, Picard is the perfect human, in my opinion. Like, he's got his morals. He's a very moral person.
Yeah,
he's
that's
a strong man.
I don't know if you mentioned it on the podcast, but Star Trek, at least with... Is it Next Generation with Picard?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's not necessarily about internal character drama, because Picard's already like a well-rounded individual. It's more the adventures they go on.
Exactly. That's the whole... That was like Roddenberry's plan for Star Trek. Was he didn't want any interpersonal conflict. He wanted the conflict to come from outside, and the human race is all now working together and solving these problems.
With the new Star Trek, it's like Kirk punches Spock in the face.
It's like karate kicks and bullshit. There's an interview with Gene Roddenberry where he's like, not only do I have a black.
You couldn't get even blacks on television, and I not only had a black.
It was just he's like, I have an Asian.
Great affection I have for Asians.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was just funny how he said that though. Like, I have a black, but not only a black, but a black woman as an officer. Like, his heart is in the right place. It's like a good thing.
He's
but
going
it's just
about it pretty roughly.
Yeah.
It's a hurdle of sheep.
A what?
A hurdle. So it's something to come over, I guess.
A knob of waterfowl.
I don't. There's no I and J. There are no.
What?
There are none that start with an I or a J.
Oh, I see. I thought you were trying to.
There's no I and J in knob either.
I thought you were doing like a there's no I in T.
That's really
thing,
fucked up if you don't think about it.
Yeah, if you don't think about it, that's really fucked up. There's no
It's a
I in J.
kaleidoscope of butterflies. If you saw like a bunch of butterflies, it would look like a kaleidoscope.
Yeah, it would be.
They're all rotating.
I mean, kaleidoscopes are fucking awesome. Like,
we could have. Okay, we went to the antique mall today.
Yeah.
In Edmonton.
Yeah.
And I think we may have passed by kaleidoscopes, but there were viewfinders that. I'm sad I couldn't look into them.
I bought 3 movies. I bought Army of Darkness, Reservoir Dogs, and Escape from New York.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with those purchases. The movie stack is getting tall.
Yeah, I think you might want to rotate
I want to
it.
upgrade to a shelf.
Yeah.
I mean, I like resting my feet here though, so like I.
Well, you could put it in the back there, right behind you, and that way if you ever
it doesn't have to be on my computer desk, I guess.
Well, if you ever do a stream, you could have your movies behind you.
That's true. That's
or
true.
if we ever record.
I kind of want a. Well, we're in a shed right now, as I said.
Yeah, we're kind of in a bad
shed.
place. we're in a
This might not get uploaded for a while.
We're in a secure location. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, this is now the where we'll record every episode. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna have to lay low for a while.
Except like when we're on the run in a car, and then we can record in the
Yeah,
car.
yeah, when we're in your car, because your car is very inconspicuous, you know.
No one would guess. No one would guess anything from that car, other than like maybe a soccer mom.
Should we say what model your car is so that people can stop?
There are like 3, and there's a sizable number of them. But like in Edmonton at any given time, there's like 4 or 5. So if you see one, there's pretty
probably you.
Yeah.
If you see one and it's in Strathcona, it's like almost certainly you.
Yeah. Well, I've seen like one down the Calgary Trail. And I'm like, oh, that's me.
It's just bizarre.
There's another one back in Three Hills.
What's that? Really? An orange?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't say it. Well, okay, now orange like narrows it down to 20 cars.
Yeah, it's orange. A nest of...
A muse of capons. Capons being like a hen.
What is it? Oh, all these bird names. A pack of coyotes.
A litter of rabbits makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's more for like when they're born, but...
That one's my favorite, a parliament of owls.
Very, very regal. Very.
Yeah, when I think of parliament, I think of building.
And old people in a group.
The parliament building in is it? No, it's the legislature building that's in Edmonton.
An ostentation of peacocks.
Have you been to the legislature building?
No, I've not been inside.
Really?
Grade 6, we went, but my mom didn't want me going to Edmonton. She was afraid I'd get, like, stabbed.
Really?
Kinda. I didn't want to go, so I convinced her, sort of.
Okay. Jesus Christ. I was gonna say, like, now you live here.
Well, I'm my own
pretty
man.
Fucked up.
I'm my own man. It's a pandemonium of parrots as well.
Pandemonium? That's my favorite. Okay,
Honestly,
I like that one.
Any viewers or listeners who are bird owners would probably agree if they had multiple birds.
Jesus.
A parcel of deer or of hogs.
A parcel?
Yeah.
I like receiving parcels in the mail. Do you enjoy
It's
that?
enjoyable. Did you open up your mail?
Okay, you keep it going. You keep naming them. I'm going to go grab my parcel out of the
Okay. What is a phalanx? That's the Roman military position or orientation, yeah. Of storks. A phalanx of storks.
Oh, I gotta go.
A parcel of opossums. Or possums.
My mail's here. What? Mail's here.
Oh, for those who are listening and hear maybe a third voice, I doubt you can pick it up, but
It's here.
that's our security guard. We have to get the keys from him. We're not allowed to leave on our own accord. We need permission. It's a party of Jays. That's interesting. All right, listeners. Now that he's gone, I want you to be careful. If you are listening to this, do not save this audio file to your computer. This you're probably watching this on YouTube. We haven't really done a whole lot of uploading it to other platforms, but this video is probably going to get taken down. But please, whatever you do not save it to your hard drive. You will be liable. You may think what we said on the Chase and Mason podcast does not reflect the views of Chase and or Mason, but we said some really fucked up shit in the Lost Tapes. So if you want to read the Lost Tapes, they are on Patreon, Patreon/Kyork, CYO. I'm sure you can find the description of the YouTube video. Yeah, if you want to catch the Lost Tapes, they're there. We say salacious stuff. We say serendipitous stuff. We say, oh, he's back.
I'm back. Mason, my package came in.
Oh,
what is it?
It's
It came to the
total
shed. I don't know how the Canadian Postal Service knows that we're in
They're
the
pretty
shed.
good.
What?
The Canadian Postal Service, they're pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. They were
Total
able
Recall.
to locate me. Total Recall.
Wait, does it say on the top there?
Special edition.
Schwarzenegger?
Let's see, what are the special features here?
Arnie was in Total Recall?
Remastered widescreen.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Audio commentary with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Paul Verhoeven. I didn't even know that was on this. That's amazing. Holy shit. I cannot wait to watch this. Anyway, the movie stack grows ever higher. What were you talking about?
Nothing. I was going through the list. A plump of ducks.
That's adorable.
Or wildfowl.
A plump.
Pod of dolphins. I've heard that one.
Yes, like a pod.
But you
of
can also say a pod
whales.
of birds. Just any bird.
No, you can't say that. I would deride you.
A pounce of cats. That's cute.
Okay, I can see that. A raft of ducks.
Could you make a raft out of ducks? How many ducks would you need to carry your weight on water?
Oh, that's a good question. Cause
How buoyant are ducks?
how much excess buoyancy do they have? How many ducks?
Not a whole lot.
I don't know. Have you ever tried to drown a duck? It's pretty hard. Have you ever
Wait.
tried to hold them by the neck and
Wait.
fucking put their head underwater and just watch the life drain from their eyes?
Ducks, right?
Yeah.
No, not ducks.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, they're pretty buoyant. I gotta say. A school of fish. I've definitely heard. That's probably like the weirdest but most well-known one.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Where it's
Why
like
is it a
as weird
school?
as like Parliament, but it's like a regiment of flamingos. What the fuck?
What the hell is a marten? It is a...
It's like it's a mammal. you know
Yeah, it's
that?
a little cute guy, a little squirrely looking guy. Anyway, what are we looking at? What's it called? It starts with a V?
What?
Venery, that's it.
Yeah. Terms
His-
of venery.
His venery, oh, I just lost it.
A shiver of
It's
shark.
a richness.
A
A richness of
richness of
martens.
What the fuck?
Martens.
A shrewdness of apes. What the fuck? That's hilarious. I love the word ape. Up north, one of my superiors, he referred to children as lawn apes. I cracked up. It's so funny. Or was it yard apes? I don't know. I don't want yard apes though.
More like yarbos.
Do you want children one day?
Maybe. I mean, it depends how the world is, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly, yeah, it's almost an ethical debate whether or not you
It
should
is
bring-
moral to bring a living being into this world.
Yeah, like if they experience literally any suffering ever, is it like a moral act?
That is kind of what is it OD? What's the complex when you love your own mother?
Oedipus.
Oedipus complex.
Oedipal complex.
Yeah, that's kind of what the mother goes through. Like, you feel so bad for your son, bringing him to a shitty world
Okay.
that can develop into
I
an
didn't know
Oedipal
about
complex.
that there's like another.
That's
side
straight
to
from
that.
the mouth of Jordan B. Peterson.
Okay. We should get him on the podcast. We should get him in this show.
It's gonna be hard. I'm probably gonna have to do something for him pro
Add him
bono.
on Twitter.
Yeah, like I imagine I could like help clean his house and he'd agree, just for a few minutes.
Clean his cock with my mouth.
It's kind of gay.
What? We gotta get him on the show. We gotta get the numbers, dude.
Not there's anything wrong
His
with
penis would probably taste like ground beef.
it. Wouldn't taste good. I imagine he has ashy skin, dry.
Why ashy?
I don't know. He's an old man.
Yeah, maybe.
He's kind of shriveling up down there.
Maybe. I mean, the man eats nothing but meat.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. It would probably be like just salted meat, you know?
It would be salty,
like a
yeah.
pepperoni stick.
I don't think we should
It
talk
would
about
look
this.
like a pepperoni stick as well. Yeah.
Jordan B. Peterson's Little Peterson.
I call him Jordan P. Peterson.
I call him Jordan Penis.
Jordan Peterson.
A rag of colts.
A rag.
Or a rally of octopuses.
Yeah.
Wait, not octopi? Octopuses.
Yeah, I noted that as well. I was reading this earlier and I was like, they have
Huh.
it written down as octopuses.
What's happening in this world? I
That's
don't think...
like the one example of like, well, I guess cacti. People use that all the time, but yeah, I don't know.
That kind of messes with my worldview. I don't think
That it
it's
has
ethical to bring a kid into this world anymore.
Octopuses.
Octopuses.
Octopi are fucked. They are like actual aliens.
They've got teeth. And like,
That's the only
they bite
hard
you.
thing in their entire body. They can fit
Sometimes
into a
they'll have
hole.
like barbs on their tentacles. Like the suction cups are actually barbed.
horrifying creatures. And now it's like confirmed that like the Kraken is real. Like,
Yeah.
Somebody saw a Kraken, like, and they wrote about it, and it's real.
A scold of jays. A scream of swifts.
Scream!
I'm screaming right now. Hold on. What is a common swift? It's a bird, right? It's got to be a bird. It's
Yeah.
a bird.
It's always birds.
There's too many birds in this world.
A siege of herons. I'm trying to picture our garden shed getting sieged by a group of herons.
Yeah, imagine gardens have like died to birds, and you call them a siege because of that.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a greenhouse just gets destroyed by herons.
Isn't it crazy how we're just like fine with birds? Like
We let them get away
they're
with
more
it.
invasive. Well, I guess they're not as invasive as like a rat, because a rat will like go into your house.
They're flying rats.
But like, yeah, they're just like they're hopping around on your lawn all the time.
That's
and
why we
on
brought
your
over
roof.
cats.
Yeah.
That's why we tamed cats, and like they're not really good pets, but we needed them.
They
Eat birds.
murder the fuck out of small animals.
Because dogs aren't very good at. They're picking up birds that you've shot, but that's about as good as dogs can do.
Yeah.
They
Dogs
can't
are
climb
kinda-
a tree.
I don't know. I as I've said before, I hate dogs. It's like Flanderization of a character, you know.
Of
Like,
dogs.
no, do you know that concept?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like I'm just
Hi,
you know I
diddly-ho.
started out being indifferent to dogs, but to make it more
Okay,
interesting now,
yeah,
I need to
to-
hate them.
To bring a little bit of spice to the
Yeah.
Chase and Mason fan base.
I now
little bit of
despise
debate.
dogs.
Top all time on our subreddit.
Should we make a subreddit?
Why Chase's views on dogs are wholly unacceptable.
Yeah. They're like mega thread.
It's a smack of
Parentheses, mega
jellyfish.
thread. A smack.
Or a shiver of sharks. A sword of mallards. A sounder of boars. Now, to those who are familiar with sounding,
To those of you
who have done sounding,
tell us about it.
yeah,
Were
how's
you
it
the
feel?
big one or the small one?
Oh, you're talking about dual sanding or
Penile.
sounding.
Yeah.
Peanut or phallic sounding.
Penile sounding. Isn't that what it?
That was a college humor bit. Dick and a dick. I've seen it all except a dick and a dick.
Well,
it was
it's
a song.
real, and you can see it on the internet really
Yeah.
quickly.
I've seen it.
I've seen it too.
It was posted on a Discord we have. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
I imagine only pain for both parties.
Some people are into pain though. Some people are masochists.
Jordan has said that pain is an experience that in itself is something that we wish didn't exist. Like it's something that defines its own. How do you describe it? Okay, I can't quite
This is
put
Jordan
the words.
Jordan
yeah.
P. Peterson.
Yeah,
Jordan P. Peterson.
Jordan. This is our boy
We're on a first name basis.
Jordy LaForge.
Uh,
Yeah, but pain is something that you just
LaForge.
wish didn't exist.
yeah.
And it's like, it's the thing that stops us from doing stuff that would be bad.
Well, there's some people who can't feel pain, and it's like a horrible problem because they'll like break their ankle and not know, and just be
Mhm.
like walking on like a shattered ankle for.
Gangrenous
months.
flesh.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a blessing in
A
disguise.
span of mules.
Have you heard of a cluster headache? I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna Wikipedia
I have
that.
not heard of this.
They're also called suicide headaches. Cluster headache is a neurological disorder characterized by recurrent severe headaches on one side of the head, typically around the eye. There is often accompanying eye-watering, nasal congestion, or swelling around the eye. The symptoms typically last 15 minutes to 3 hours. Attacks often occur in clusters, which typically last for weeks or months and occasionally more than a year. The cause is unknown. The condition first occurs between 20 and 40. Men are affected about 4 times more than women.
Another way, men are just put down by genetics.
20 to 40-year-old men are
We get
depressed.
prostate cancer. We people assume when we go to parks we're pedophiles. We're more likely to commit crime. This is why people shouldn't be able to drive cars.
Okay, here we go. The pain occurs only on one side, and the pain is typically greater than in other headache conditions, including migraines. The pain is typically described as burning, stabbing, drilling, or squeezing. And as a result of the pain, those with cluster headaches may experience suicidal thoughts during an attack. It is reported as one of the most painful conditions, just like ever.
Oh wow.
Like it feels like your brain is like exploding.
This is why people shouldn't be allowed to. Just imagine you get that in the middle of driving a car.
Yeah.
Or imagine you get a brain aneurysm. I don't think humans should be allowed to operate 2-ton machines that people have to walk around.
But that's just one of my greatest fears is that I'll contract cluster headaches.
Yeah.
That would not be fun. That would not be a good time.
What's something else that develops in men around, like, is it schizophrenia that usually get around college age?
I don't know.
I think
Apparently, gay men are like far more likely to have schizophrenia.
I wonder
It's, like,
why.
linked.
I wonder if it's maybe like testosterone or estrogen levels. I don't know.
I don't
Well,
know.
no, women are less likely to get affected by schizophrenia. That's strange. I
Strange.
guess if you're gay, you're not necessarily higher in estrogen. It's just something that sometimes happens.
I don't know.
Depends on what kind of gay you are. If you're an effeminate gay or like a butchy gay. I'm la femme.
You can be what is it?
A twonk.
No, who is the guy? Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, cowboy gay.
You can be the things I hate about you guy. What's his name? Heath Ledger. He can be him type of gay, or he's like.
Oh,
a
you mean the
man's
Joker?
Man. Yes. Yeah, I guess
You
that's
want to see a
probably his-
magic trick?
More that role is better known than 10 Things I Hate About You, which is based on a Shakespeare play. To bring it back to Shakespeare, Taming of the Shrew is I think what that's an adaptation of.
Oh yeah, we read Taming of the Shrew.
Yep.
It was just okay.
Yeah, I mean it was a comedy.
I didn't laugh.
It was well, that's the thing.
Not
like,
funny. I didn't
comedy
laugh.
back in the 11th century.
This woman
Little
doesn't
weak.
want to be with this guy, but she is. I'm laughing.
I'm screaming.
I'm screaming right now. Anyway, it's a talk of capercaillie. What in the world is a capercaillie?
I don't know.
It's a bird.
Hey, what do you know?
It's a hen-looking bird.
Okay.
It's a wild grouse. Heathercock.
A spring of
Capercaillie.
teal. Let me guess. What is a teal?
Is it a bird?
It's a fucking duck.
Yep. Well, you've got too many birds.
There's too many birds that
It's a
people should
tower
name.
of giraffes.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
A team of horses.
I like this one. Wasn't it a kaleidoscope of butterflies?
Yeah.
Well, you can also call them a swarm of butterflies.
Depends
it's just
on
like
the
a negative sounding word.
depends on the vibe they're giving off.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're swarming around you, I mean.
I wouldn't call that. Actually, it could look like a kaleidoscope still, but it wouldn't be pleasant.
A swarmoscope. A team of horses. Okay,
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
A stud of horses.
Checks out. Ooh, I like that.
A
Wait, what?
suit
An
of mallards.
unkindness of ravens.
I thought it was. Oh no, it's a murder of crows, right? Oh, I didn't see murder.
No, that's there.
Okay, we passed by it.
Ooh, what was that one? A murmuration of starlings.
That's good.
A murmuration.
A mischief of rats.
Ah,
Rats.
that's adorable.
Rats.
We the rats.
We hunt at, we stalk at night. We hunt at night. We're the
We're the
rats.
rats.
Something like that.
Rats. Celebrate another with a birthday bash.
Michael.
I've been such a good boy this year. Open up again. Wow, we all cheer.
A mob of kangaroos.
Well,
Yeah.
have you seen that video? That fucking kangaroo, like, accosting that guy's dog, and he goes
Yeah,
up
it tries to
and
choke
fucking
it.
bops it in the face. That's such
If you
a
want
good
to start a
video.
riot,
That's like a
just-
Joe Rogan video where he's like, Jamie, pull that up. Look at that fucking thing. Look how muscular it is. I can just see it right now. I can see Joe Rogan freaking out over how muscular animals are. And that's
Dude, if
not
they
human
worked out-
muscle. That's like chimp muscle.
That's-
if they worked out.
that's
If
highly
they were on
corded
Onnit,
muscle.
If they
It's
took
a-
on it supplements, dude, those things would be fucking
They'd be unstoppable. They could kill you by looking at you.
Take over the world. Jamie, pull up on it.
Pull up ape given steroids.
Pull up hairless ape.
It must have mange.
I love Joe Rogan. We gotta have a Jamie on here. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
we're both the Jamie and we're both the Joe.
Yeah. I say I'm less Joe, more Jamie, and you're
Yeah.
more Joe, less.
All right.
Well, I mean, you're pulling more stuff up usually.
I suppose, yeah. I'm on the. I mean, you're on your phone.
Yeah, because my laptop is dying.
Your
We're peeling the
Motorola.
onion here.
Oh no, we can't peel the onion. Not yet. It's too early. We're on episode 3. We can't peel the onion. Ah, shit! I dated this one now. We have to release this as episode 3.
A zeal
Can't
of
wait.
zebras.
A zeal.
Yeah.
A
A
yolk.
wedge of swans. Do swans fly at all?
Yeah.
In
Swans
formation
fly.
though? Like in an actual wedge formation?
I don't
A wedge
know.
of geese makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they fly in a V.
Geese are fucked up, man. Have you seen
If
like
you
the
think
geese's
about it.
mouth?
Oh yeah, it's got like
It's
the
fucked. They're like little monsters.
same with the turtle mouths have like
Oh yeah, when
Almost
you flip them
perfect
inside out.
cones.
Yeah, I've seen that.
wonder why.
Cat tongues. At the back of a cat tongue, it's kind of similar to what you're thinking of with the turtles.
Same with the penises. They're barbed penises.
Now
so
that's
it's so
going back to
traumatic insemination.
You read my mind just then. We both thought of the exact same thing. Evolution.
Yeah,
is
so
doing
it's so
something
you can't
fucked
pull
up.
out. No pull out game on cats.
That's fucked up. And duck penises.
Do you think furries think about that when they like
A cat furry?
Yeah, a neko.
Maybe. I mean,
I don't want that.
probably not. I mean, there's not a lot of fursuits with penises on them, and if they do, they're probably detachable.
Yeah, it's interesting. The fursuits aren't
Well,
like
you
they're not
probably
usually
want your own
sexualized.
penis coming out of it.
I guess you can't wear a fursuit that's sexualized in public.
No. Well, I mean, sometimes they are. Want to talk about furries?
Want to go down the rabbit hole on
We-
furries?
Let's just watch the Down the Rabbit Hole on furries.
Do a
And commentate on it.
commentate. Yeah.
I mean, it's really dense. He's like pretty much
He goes
always
through all of
talking.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
A watch of nightingales.
A watch. A wisdom of wombats. Now, I don't know about you. Have you ever seen a wombat?
I had a stuffed wombat.
They're not a wise-looking animal. I'm just gonna say it right now. They're not exactly the wisest-looking creature I've ever laid my eyes on.
I don't know. If you get him in a Ghibli film and like give him little round spectacles, he can look pretty wise.
Give him an umbrella.
Yeah.
The only Ghibli film I saw was is it Ghibli or Ghibli?
I think it's Ghibli. I've only heard Ghibli.
Okay, I've seen Spirited Away.
That's
like
a
the
good
only
one. My Neighbor Totoro is... I don't know how it fares as a movie.
It's like a kids movie, right?
Yeah, there's not a lot of plot there. Spirited Away has more plot, I'd say.
Spirited Away had like really interesting. Like it wasn't like it was just all over the place.
A little bit.
She like gets a job at the bathhouse, and she's got to take a train. It's like really sort of almost dreamlike. It's not like there's not a lot of logic to what happens. It's just sort of like things happen.
No, that's just anime.
Is it?
Not necessarily.
I haven't ventured into anime all that much.
And the anime I watch is of a specific breed.
Yeah. I think we should probably record somewhere other than this garden shed. I can hear a lot of vehicles outside.
Yeah, I'm literally sitting beside plants, and there's a fan running.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting on a bag of fertilizer, so I'm going to smell it.
I'm not even sitting. I have
to
to stand. There's not enough space.
I'm actually hanging upside down like a bat.
Oh, like, what was it?
What is it for bats?
Oh, shoot.
A lot of blood is in my brain right now, so I'm sorry if...
It is a colony.
A colony of bats. A guano of bats.
That would have been better.
Why do bats have a specific name for their shit? Like, does anything else have a specific name for their shit?
That's a good point. I think, is bat shit used for something? Other than casting fireball in D&D.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's flammable, so maybe it's been used as a flammable substance.
Maybe. That would actually, that's almost like...
Let's look at bats.
Proof of God. Like if you're in like
that we
a
could
bat
cast
cave,
fireballs?
if you're in a bat cave and you're like, oh, I need something for a torch. Oh, there's all this flammable shit on the ground.
Guano. Bat dung has been... Oh, because it can be mined. Because bats are in caves and it makes sediment.
Mined
so,
for what?
Guano. So, like, it gets hard.
For what, though?
Let's find out.
What do you use hard guano for?
Oh, it's a Spanish word. That makes sense.
Guano.
Highly effective fertilizer due to exceptionally high nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium. And guano...
fruit.
Guano can come from any flying creature, basically.
Oh. Bird shit is guano?
Yeah, there's a cormorant. Is that... What's that bird?
What?
Cormorant. It's a type of bird that produces guano as well.
Oh. Interesting. A troop of baboons.
Hold on. There
What?
might be... Okay, it's just an island covered in guano. Bird Island.
What an awful place to be.
For a second, I thought the island was made of guano.
An island known for having a bunch of bird shit on it.
So I guess... Oh, it can be used in the Haber-Bosch process.
I think we should probably wrap this up, Mason. We're we're going pretty long in the teeth here. Is there anything you'd like to say?
I just want everyone to know we're okay. Don't worry.
We're gonna be fine. They're not gonna catch us.
While you were gone, I warned our viewers not to download this episode. Not to download any episode, actually. I should mention that. Because you will be on a list. You will be incriminated.
Don't watch this.
You will be canceled. Don't watch this. Wait, how'd you get this far? What are you doing? Please tell me you skipped to the end, viewer.
Who's what? Yeah, if you're here right now, how about if people are in the chat, if people are still here right now, I did a Twitch thing. If people are in the chat still, comment guano.
Guano.
Comment, put the comment guano. So
lowercase g, full stop at the end.
No, spell it like GWANNO.
Okay, did you type it in? Now hit enter. Now if you're an actual viewer, and you have already commented that, first off, don't edit your comment. But if you were patient, now do it, but spell it right.
Spell it right. So
we'll know who of you are a little antsy at the trigger finger there. And don't think for a second you can edit your comment. We'll see the edits.
This is like a social experiment.
Yeah.
It's like mommy makeout day.
And if you're not going to comment at all, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Goodbye, everybody.
Anyway, you can get to the Chase and Mason podcast wherever podcasts can be found. Currently, you can find it in your nearest Home Depot in the garden section.
Yeah, you can find it in a garden shed. Go out back. Go to your garden shed.
Rip open a bag of fertilizer. You'll find a cassette tape. Burn it. Don't listen to any.
Well, you can listen to it, but you have to burn it afterwards.
Yeah, you might die in 7 days.
Oh.
You might.
Well, you have to stop the...
I'm not saying you will. I'm not saying you're more likely to after listening to it. I'm just saying there's a probability you might die.
You can find the Chase and Mason podcast in a bag of fertilizer.
Yep. In many potted plants, if you look deep enough, you can. If you look into the roots, you'll see us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go out into the world.
Rip open some plants.
Rip up your parents' potted plants.
Rip up your parents.